I'm about to blow. I gotta stay on my hustle, you know that I'm grinding for sure. I came up right from the bottom, now they see me chasing my goals. Now they see me on the go, yeah. Now they see me on the road. It's time to hustle, yeah, it's time to grow. I'ma shoot for the stars and we aim for the gold. It's time to hustle, yeah, it's time to grow.
Morena te whānau no mai haere mai ki te latest at 138 podcast and a segment of the Hustlers podcast. We keep you guys up to date with everything that's happening in and around 138, the clothing brand. I'm Rahn, we've got Los on the other side. Thank you for the feedback that we received last week off the back of our first episode. And obviously, before we get started, we want to touch on our brother, Sean Wainui. Obviously, a tragic day yesterday happened for all of Aotearoa. And it's something that we want to touch on. And not really as a statement from 138, but more so kind of just how he's impacted Māori and rugby and just, I suppose, New Zealand as a whole. So I'll fling it to you, Los, and we'll get started on it. Man, trying times, brother.
Yeah, G. But you see the amount of stories, you see the amount of posts going up. It just clearly shows the person he was. Like, it just, and I think sometimes it takes something like this to remember or to realize how like special someone was to everyone, which is fucking sad. And I felt, bro, when I found out, I felt sick. I know you did too, and I know you're a lot closer with him than I was. But I remember like a little while ago, I started saying, I moved to Hams, bro, and I started saying molds, cheer molds. And all the boys like Kobe Milne, all the boys started jumping on it. All the boys like, no, molds. They thought I started it, and I was like, bro, I actually got that from Sean Wainui and Triple T, bro. That was the two that sparked that up, G.
Yeah.
Bro, he no one has a bad word to say about the man. I don't want to get too much into it because we're going to do a proper sort of segment on that. Well, you are anyway, and I guess you want to say anything about him or?
Yeah, just briefly, man. Like, I don't want to kind of cross paths too much with kind of the content that I want to put out about him, in a different light. But it's just like you said, it takes something like this for people to realize, but it shouldn't, man. Like, it shouldn't take this for people to realize, oh man, like this dude was actually such an impact on people. Like, and obviously hindsight's such a beautiful thing, but it's such a fuckwood of a thing too. And like my heart aches, bro. Like, my heart is sore for Shawnee boy himself, but Paige and his boy Kawariki and Arahia, and I don't know, man. Like no one deserves that. And man, only the good ones go young. And I agree, man. The amount of love and support that's been shown over the gram over the last 24 hours has been immense, bro. And I'm not even talking New Zealand. I'm talking Aussie. Like athletes cross code. It's just.
If this is going to teach anybody anything, and if everyone's going to continue in the way that Shawnee would have wanted, it's you could see how happy he was every day. Like, love what you're doing. Here at 138, that's what we try and build. We're trying to build something where we're happy every day doing what we're doing. Because I don't want to get to a point where that may happen, and I was like, fuck, what have I been doing for the last 10 years, bro? So. Love what you're doing, cherish every day, because it's never guaranteed. People think, especially our boys that are big status in the footy, big names, they think they're invincible. I guess it shows you you're not. So, bro, my heart goes out to Paige and the kids as well. Like, it's sad times, bro, and I can't imagine what they're going through, but I know they're gonna have a whole lot of support around them. And I guess the only thing that we can do moving forward is keep spreading the word of the Jarman himself, the Wainui warrior. Just keep fucking loving every day of your life. Be happy, enjoy what you're doing. We're gonna be trying to fucking kill it here at 138, and it's gonna be for Shawnee Boy. So
Yeah, and just on that, before we kind of transition into the next part of the epi, is that I could sit here all day and talk about Shawnee Boy and the impact that he had on me. But what I'm going to do is, and I'm keen to get your thoughts, and obviously listeners at the latest, is that I want to do a podcast segment dedicated to him, and obviously I'm going to do a personal one about what he meant to me. I find podcasting the best way for me to express my emotions and stuff. Some people find that journaling, some people find that exercising, but for me, podcasting and actually speaking my thoughts helps me. So that's what I'm going to do. But ultimately, and much more importantly, what I want to do is create a podcast segment dedicated to him, where all of our rugby brothers have an opportunity to share stories about him and the impact that he had on them. It'll also give them an opportunity to open up and openly speak about their emotions and stuff. I think that's important as well, especially in trying times like this. So on behalf of 138, Shawnee Boy, rest well, my brother. We love you. And like Los said, Paige and the team, we're all thinking of you. So we're going to head into
Jar Jar.
Jar Jar, my brother. Okay. And off the back of that, man, obviously, like, man, every day's a blessing. And before we started recording, you brought Rome Tiker in, and man, like that just fucking lightened up my day 100%. You know what I mean? So life is so precious. Cool, man. Drop day.
100%.
Drop day a couple of days ago, last Friday. Let's talk about it. You happy with how everything went?
Bro, more than happy. You feel like, so I talked to you about the last, say, 4 or 5 drop days that I've had. And obviously that was the first one you've been a part of. So I think like maybe the drop where we dropped these and the White Hustlers tees and the logo tees for the first time, the shorts, that was like one of our craziest drops. In terms of numbers, it still is our craziest drop. But I think we had a whole lot more stock than we did this time around. So I noticed at that time, before I dropped on that Friday, I was like, shit, what I've done this week, if we go well today, I know how I did it, and I know that I can replicate it and do it again, because I know what I did that week in terms of content, to get my message out there for people to get around it. And so people knew a lot about it. Since then, I've got into the Friday and knowing that I haven't hit that same peak. You know, I've felt it on the Friday. I've been like, I haven't done what I did that day. Yeah. And I feel like that time last week on Friday was the first time I felt that again, where we did everything. And bro, I feel like there was a massive credit to you in that, where I have noticed now that I'm getting burnt out in certain areas, and it's not allowing me to get the best out of those times. And you helped me do that, bro. So massive thanks to you too, G. How'd you find it first drop?
Bro, it was exciting. It was like, obviously I'd only come on a week prior, but that whole week of work made those, like that first 15, 20 minutes all worth it, bro. Like it was so rewarding. It was such a cool feeling. And you know what the scary thing is, bro, is the fact that I honestly don't think that we reached our potential there. Like I think there's much more room for improvement in terms of, like, we could have done double the content. We could have done like even when we went to drop day, like there were a few things that I was writing down. I was like, man, like these are a few learnings. These are what we could have done better. And there's always 2 or 3 things, man. And like
give us an example one.
So for example, we kind of assumed that the white logo tees would have sold out quick. And then we didn't realize how quick they were actually going out the door. And obviously we wanted to put out like a picture of a white logo tee with a sold out logo on it, or like with sold out written on it. And it wasn't until like we'd dropped, or like 5 minutes before we dropped, we're like, fuck, let's write them up for all of them. So yeah. I don't know. I think like that could be done days prior. Like it's a 5-minute job, but
yeah,
when you've got other shit on in the craze of drop day, it seems like such a like a real stressful situation. So that's one example, bro. And I think we can be better organized in that sense to make sure that when drop day comes, we can honestly just sit back, relax, have a beer, and watch the numbers climb. So yeah, bro, drop day exciting.
I think another one that you brought up, and what's massive about this, bringing a new fresh brain on with new fresh ideas, is when I hit you up and I was like, oh, let's go live, bro, and just say thank you, and just you talk about your first drop experience, and that was probably like 30 minutes after the drop, 6:30 or something like that. And then we came off, bro, and you were like, holy shit, bro, our numbers just jumped massively during that drop. Yeah. We had like, and within like 20 seconds, we had like 60 people watching the live. And I was like, and you were like, that is like such a good way to bring people to our drop day. Why don't we do it straight after we drop, like next time? So it brings people onto the page, it brings people onto the website. And fuck, I think you're onto something there, bro. I think it's something we're going to carry forward.
Yeah, and you know what, bro? I've experienced that before. It might have been one of your drops, actually. Like I knew drop day was coming, but I just like honestly had just forgot. This is like probably going on a year ago. I just forgot, and then it wasn't until like I'd opened a story or you might have gone live or something. I was like, oh fuck, that's right. Like, I think it's a good way to kind of, because people get notifications. Oh, 138 is now going live. Like even if you do that, like 3 minutes before the website opens up for non-VIP members, that might be a go as well. So,
do you want to know ideally what I want to get to with this is, and I've thought about it for ages, and it's going to take a while. We're not going to be able to do it for a decent amount of time, but is end up getting our website as an app, bro. Because I want having an app is just like quick, easy, accessible. That's the way the world's moving. Everything's goes to as quick as you can possibly do it. We can then send notifications to people as an app. Bro, I think there's fucking massive potential for a clothing brand to be an actual app where they can buy clothes on it.
Yeah, right. So would that be different to Shopify?
Yes, it would be. So I think you would probably end up not having Shopify, or you probably could have both. But I'd mainly want to move things to where people download the app and that's where they buy clothes. And like, I don't know if you've seen things like little things like Once It, but Once It you can buy a whole lot of brands.
Yeah.
I feel like there's space to be able to have a app for just yourself. And then that way you can have, all your content on there. You can have a bunch of shit, bro. It can just be your app and that's your sort of hub that people go to and they download that for free to access your brand.
Yeah, love that. Let's move on. We'll talk about Facebook marketing a bit. Let's talk about it. What do we need to get better at in that space?
Facebook marketing?
Yeah, Facebook ads, all of it.
Facebook ads, we need to get better at fucking everything. I fucking suck at it. I don't even do them, bro. So I had a guy come on, start doing them for us like 2 months ago. He got really sick, had to stop doing work, and therefore it just didn't really pan out. So that is an area that I feel like either one of us or both of us should probably upskill in. There's plenty of things out there. The Blueprint by Isaac John, where he teaches that stuff. I think that is a very valuable skill to have. We don't use it enough, and it's so you think of like our brand, bro. We build what we build, and we build our audience through literally free, organic marketing, bro. We don't pay for marketing. We don't do paid ads. We don't do that shit. We have in the past, but we haven't really done it like properly. So I feel like that's just a whole untapped side of marketing for us. And I think we're in a position now where we can actually afford to do it properly. So yeah, bro, I think it's massive. And then in terms of the actual Facebook itself, I was keen to we talked about potentially you taking that over and building our brand, because we got over 10,000 followers on Instagram now. We're pretty much an Instagram brand. Our Facebook page, we post everything that goes on Instagram posts on Facebook. We only got like about 1,000 likes or followers on Facebook. So differentiating the content we put up, putting snippets on Instagram, putting the long form on Facebook, putting more sellable stuff on Facebook, because when people are scrolling on Facebook, they either want to watch videos or they want to see something and they want to buy it. So I think there's a massive room for improvement there.
Yeah, I agree. I've got a mate who I was talking to yesterday, and he runs a bikini brand, and he said that he paid like $100 for a course on Facebook ads, and in return, in a couple of months, he made like $5,000 revenue. So, and it's definitely yeah, it's fucked. It's definitely an untapped business, and I think the fact that there's two of us on board now, I can cover that space and then teach you. You can cover a different space and teach me. We've got more reach now. So, moving on, got my first stern word.
Sorry, G, just on that. What also has changed, which has changed a lot of things for people in Facebook, is the Facebook, how the Facebook has changed their settings. Have you seen that? And like, so when you go on apps, and sorry, Apple changed it, I think. Yeah. So when you go on apps and it goes ask app not to track or allow it, what that's now done is that people can't really target as much as you can. So I've had businesses that I know, people that I know have now gone out of business because they solely relied on Facebook ads. And they used to say to me like, oh bro, this is the untapped, this is what you do. You just go Facebook marketing. It takes zero effort, all that sort of shit. And I'm like, now that that's gone, these guys are fucked. Yeah. And so like what we've built now, it doesn't matter when that shit happens, bro, because you pivot, because we've built an actual community through not doing that. But yeah, just working that out on top of it, I think it's important.
Yeah, I agree. And just before moving on, I feel like, this is my opinion, I feel like a lot of our generation, the younger generation, are more on Instagram than they are on Facebook. Like my parents are scrolling on Facebook 10 times more than they are on Instagram. I barely use Facebook anymore, and I think that our content should reflect that. For example, long form on Facebook, like you said, in terms of snippets, because on Instagram we have like 2 to 5 seconds of good, short, sharp content that will actually hook someone in for them to watch the whole 30 seconds. Whereas like my old man will just like sit on the couch and just scroll and waste like 45 minutes to an hour, you know, like he's just an example, but there's many people. I've done that before. So I definitely think our content should reflect the type of people that we're like our target audience. So
you know what I did on that, we did that drop day, and I posted that video of Beb, and he's like looks up, and our model looks up, and the first like 2 seconds probably was black, and then the music was playing. Bro, I actually I was like shit myself a bit, because I was like, shit, I shouldn't have done the black bit, because what's crazy is that 2 seconds of black at the start. If people aren't scrolling on their story and they don't have their sound on, they might just see it and they think it's not playing. That's how fucking short our attention span is. They'll see it, it's not playing, carry on. And they'll completely miss the video because I just added a 2 second black bit at the start with some music on. So, and that's learning shit like that, like you said, especially our generation, we have short attention spans, and we need to get the point across really quickly.
Yeah, because when you're scrolling through Instagram, you're just looking for that quick fix. You either want entertainment or education. And if you see 2 seconds of black, you're scrolling straight past that. Even when I look at a long bio or like a long caption, I just scroll straight past them. I don't have the fucking energy.
Don't even read it.
Yeah, I don't even bother. Yeah, I don't even bother. So anyway, enough of that. Moving on, I got my first stern word about a week ago. Let's talk about that. What was that all about?
Yeah, well, it was more for and I think you still got that recording, so you'll play it. But it was more the fact that you know, like we're boys in that, and I admire the I want to work for free, all that sort of shit with this business, and I know what you're doing, and I really appreciate it. But this is a business, bro, and we are making money, and we are doing this not only to make money. But that is one of the reasons that we do it, so we can make money, so we can make a living for our families. So I sort of just talked to you about the fact that you need to be taking something from this business. It's not how we are here at 138. I'm not going to use someone, and we don't just take free work from people and not give them something in return, because like I said, it goes against my morals. It goes as a human being, as a person. I'm not like that. I will not use people, and especially my mates. And so when it comes to this business, and we're doing well, and we succeed, and we have a massive drop on Friday, and a lot of that's to do with you're going to take something from that, because otherwise, you know, we get down the line, and people will hear this in the audio, but we get down the line and you start seeing like, oh my God, look at that numbers. Like, we're killing it. What am I like? I'm not even getting anything from this. And you won't want to work as hard subconsciously. You won't want to work as hard because you aren't actually taking something from it. Or you're not getting anything from it.
Yeah.
That euphoric feeling can only take you so far. You do need to be getting something from it. So I guess I just sort of talked to you about a bit about that. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's always been a difficult thing for me to acknowledge, more so because like I place our friendship before the business, and I don't know, I just feel guilty taking stuff from you, and like in terms of like a t-shirt's what, $80. I don't know how much commission you get off that or profit, but like that's nappies for your boy, you know, that's food for your boy. That's kind of how I see it, and I don't know, yeah, and I think it's just like how you and I were brought up about money, not really being educated about money. As a brown brother, kind of that taboo subject, talking about money in general, or giving in terms of a monetizing sense. So it's definitely a learning curve for me. And to be honest, man, like I've got my job, like I've got my 9 to 5. I don't need money. I don't need clothes. Like, yeah, that's kind of how I saw it before you kind of put it in perspective. But yeah, a lot of people when they first thought, oh, you're jumping on 138, yeah, you're getting paid, yeah, you're getting free kit. Like, fuck no, I decline free kit. I don't want to get paid. And you know what? Like, I'm learning more than ever, and it's probably the happiest I've ever been. So, man, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. And what I'll do is, obviously, we have a WhatsApp group, and we do a lot of voice messaging as per all the stories and stuff. So this is something that Los sent through, bit of a stern word from the bro.
100% G, but you're giving me your time, your energy. You're a part of this business now. You performing well makes me money. Therefore, that makes this business money. Therefore, it makes me money. So you need to be a part of that, G. I appreciate that. Since it's only like a casual thing at the start, like you're not expecting to be paid like a fucking wage or anything like that, which is mean. I do appreciate that, but you do have perks, G, and that's just the way it is. You're gonna feel the perks too, bro, and you just got to accept them, because you got to think of the fact that you're putting your time and effort into growing this business. This is your business now as well. You have to reap rewards for that, G, because at the end of the day, it'll come to a point where you're gonna be working and you're gonna be like, fuck, this dude's creaming it, and then you're not gonna want to work as hard, whether you think you will or not. You're not gonna work as hard because you're not getting anything from it, and that's not what I want. I want to make sure that this business is giving you something for your return for what you're giving to it, bro.
How good. So that was a little bit of a snippet into kind of the back end of that conversation. We're both learning, we're both navigating this process. But yep, first stand word.
See, what you need to remember too is that what we've sort of said, or what you've sort of said in the last 2 minutes of our conversation just now, is that you don't want to take money from me. You don't want to take money from Rome. What you're not doing that. What you need to do is you need to separate me from my business. My business is not me. It's a reflection of me, but it is not me. You're building this business. We are both taking something from this business because we're building it, but it is not me. You're not taking it from me. So remember that my business in 138 is not literally not, it's a part of me, but it is not me. So I guess, yeah, like you said, it's navigating these things. It's going to be learning for me as well, trying to bring someone on, trying to learn how to deal with it, trying to learn how to have these conversations, how to, I guess just move forward, bro, because like you said, we grew up where we didn't learn a lot about money. You sort of not, in the Maori and the Pacific Polynesian cultures, you don't talk about money. It's disrespectful. So to learn about it now, I think it's good, and it's going to benefit both of us, bro, moving forward in our lives in general.
I agree. Moving on, we've got some exciting stuff in the works. Kind of touched on it a little bit last week, but we'll go into a little bit more detail. Summer party.
Oh, fuck. Right. I'm pumped for it, G.
Bro, those borders south of Auckland better fucking be open, man.
Yeah, no, I'll be spewing if they're not, bro. I think what we'll have to probably do is postpone it, G, if it gets to the point where we can't actually run it when we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. we can't have it without you there. So that's just a big driver there. So yeah, bro. Oh fuck, man, I'm keen there. So we've sort of done a little bit more on it last week. We'll do a little bit more on it this week. Just sort of, I guess, fine tuning the deets and work out what each of us need to get done. But I think we have a venue. We have a whole plan around it, I guess, is to make it sort of a red carpet event. So try and get a red carpet. People walk in on the red carpet. Lads, you're in suit and ties, or not ties, but suits or whatever you'd wear on a red carpet walk. Lasses, you're in dresses. Dress up for the night. We got the big backdrop, the 138 backdrop with all the logos over it, like they do on the
Fuck yeah, we're on, baby.
On the red carpet, bro. I'm gonna hire a photographer for the night, so they're gonna be taking photos of people coming in, almost like paparazzi when you come in and you stand in front of the wall and you take your photo, and then all of these will go up, so you can actually take them and post them where you like. And that photographer will stay there for the rest of the night, so we can get heaps of hissing photos throughout the night. Heaps of different little things that we got planned throughout the night. One of them being the video. So I'm working with T3 Media. Shout out to Tim O'Brookie from T3 Media. We're working on making a video at the moment, so we can actually play that video on the night at the start, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And that video is pretty much going to be about starting from now right until the drop, how much it takes behind the scenes to drop something. Then it's going to show our summer collection. You get the first look at the summer collection. And then, yeah, pretty much we're just going to have a fucking hissy night, party up, drink some piss.
Right, it's going to be so cool. Like I said last week, 138's not just a clothing brand. We're trying to build a community here. And I think what's going to be cool is it's going to be the first time that 138's going to go public where you and I are 138.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that, like, having like some followers and friends and family there, it's just honestly gonna, I reckon it'll be a how do I explain it? More like a realization that fuck, we're actually doing something really good here, and like these boys actually work really well together, because you and I both know that. And I don't know, I think you and I complement each other well in most ways. So man, I think it's really exciting. And obviously we're gonna do like a kind of like a ticket system where people in the 500 club will get first dibs. And it's just a chance for the followers to come and have a beer with, like, we can all have a beer with each other and kind of like get to know you guys, and kind of just like our way of giving back to you guys for fucking supporting the brand, man. That's exciting times, bro.
Yeah, G. So we obviously had that party last year, but it was just like nearest and dearest sort of vibe. This year we're going to have that, but we're also going to have open it up to a lot more people that actually follow us on the brand, follow us as a brand, follow us on the socials, and fuck with us heaps. Because, bro, there's some people, man, like, bro, I was just talking to this dude last week. I'm going to shout him out, Parikura. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. I've talked to him, I put him on the story, but he spent about $2,000 with us since we started, bro. And it's 2 years, bro. He's spent $2,000 on clothes with us. Damn. It's $2,000. He's got a family. He's got kids. He's from Australia and Perth. He goes and earns this money. He works hard and earns this money, and he spends it with us. And everyone that spends it with us. But man, I just shouted him out, and I said a massive thank you to him. I express ship this stuff because it does mean a lot. And there are going to be a few. He wants to come over for the party, bro. So he wants to fly over from Perth, literally for the night for our party. It's just fucking wild that we have people like that around the world, like in Australia, that wants to come here just for this party that me and you decided, like, fuck, let's do this party. Like, it's crazy, bro.
That's fucking grouse. And obviously he'll fly into Auckland. So, Putty, if you do make it, bro, how about I pick you up from the airport and I'll take you down to the mount. Let's get in touch, bro. So, that's really exciting times. We're gonna try and work hard behind the scenes to get that ready for you. Last kind of segment that we want to get into, if you've made it this far, we're doing a discount code of 20% off for the black track shorts. There's still a few of those in stock, so go onto the website and use discount code, the latest, no spaces, all capitals. Los, is there anything you want to add on to that before we finish up?
Nah, G, yeah, just we're trying to sort of, there's a few hanging around, so we're trying to make way for this massive summer collection that we're trying to build. Got to empty out the fucking garage, bro, so we can get all this shit in and we can get ready to start selling this summer, bro. But nah, I'm excited, man. Each day just keeps getting more and more exciting. I think I talked to you about this, and like you messaged me a couple times, and you were just like, woke up on Saturday and you're like, sent me a message, bro, and you're like, fuck, bro, I just woke up so excited. Like, fuck, this is me. Like, I'm so about this, bro. And I was just like, that is exactly right there. That is the measure of success in this brand and this business, bro. If you wake up and you're happy and you're excited, I'm getting into Friday, finish Friday, Saturday, Sunday, loving your time, but also so excited to get back into it on Monday. That's success, bro. That's what we're building, and it's only going to get funner. We've actually let's talk a little bit about living situation, bro, in terms of what we've been talking about. You living in Auckland, myself living down in the Mount. That obviously comes with what do you call it?
Challenges.
Yeah, challenges, limitations. Yeah, you want to run through that a bit?
Yeah, man. So I don't know, the logistics part of 138 at the moment, with you and I being 4 hours apart, is difficult. But the beauty about it is that we've got social media and we run an e-commerce business. So look, things aren't all that bad. So I don't know. Obviously, it would be much better to be in the same metro, the same city. But what we've kind of talked about over the last couple of days is that we've got lives outside of 138, obviously, and 138 is only a small part of who we are. So, for me, we'll talk about you soon. But for me, like personally, I love living in Auckland. My partner's here as well, so we live together. She's a fifth year law student, so she's still got like 1.5 years of study to go. And she's also got like a job at a law firm here in Auckland City, which is like one of the big six, which is where you get the most exposure and stuff as well. So obviously I've got to think about her in terms of logistics and what she wants as well. In terms of my job, it's the busiest here. You get thrown in the deep end a lot. It's where you learn the most. And majority of our friends are here. So I think like holistically, it probably wouldn't be practical for us to move to the Mount just yet. However, the Mount, Tauranga, Papamoa is where we want to end up eventually. So, yeah, man, I think like it's important to keep talking about these things, but obviously it's just not practical right now. But it could be in 1 year, 3 years. We just never know, man. So
100%.
we also talked about how obviously 138, if we took 138 out of the Mount, it has less meaning because 138 was born there, it was grounded there, it's always been there. If you bring it to Auckland, it's a little less authentic and the novelty low-key wears off. However, on the other front, like we have a lot of people who support 138 in Auckland. So obviously I'm based in Auckland. I could do events here. I don't know, we could do like live podcast shows up here as well. Get on the piss with a few people. I could be a 138 Auckland liaison type of thing as well. So, man, there's always ways to work around things if it's what you want to do. So what are your thoughts on it?
But majority of our followers are in Auckland, bro. If you look at our stats, like majority of the people that actually follow the brand are actually from Auckland, closely followed by Bad Planning Tauranga. But yeah, bro, in terms of like the business right now, we're coping, and like we don't want to jump into something so quick. I think it's probably easy to get excited, and that's probably what I did. It's probably what you did a wee bit. Last week, drop went hissing, and I was like, "Fuck, we're gonna kill it. We're doing this, bro. Let's do it. Move down the mountain. Let's make this. Let's make these moves." You make all these rash. You want to make all these rash decisions really quickly. When in reality, it's probably not the best thing to do. So, I think what we just achieved last week, having 1 week working together from 2 different area codes, bro. That's in 1 week. Imagine what we can do in 1 month, 2 months, 1 year. We can still live and do what we want to do like this. Like you mentioned, my family situation as well. It's probably meant more so like my family's best suited here at the moment. Partner just got a job doing something she loves. My boys around his grandparents and his family. So that's important to me. And Yeah, bro. Like you said, I think we just keep having conversations. If it gets to the point, then and it may do, and it probably will at some point. It'll get to the point where we do need to be in the same spot. We need to be going to the same office so we can make the coolest fucking content. We can be there bouncing ideas in person, face to face. But I definitely think that's down the track. So right now we're coping. Right now we're fine. What we're doing. When it gets to a point when we're not coping, just like I said, I brought you on because I'm not coping. I felt that and I could feel the difference, and that was 2 years, bro. So we're coping and we're fine at the moment. When it gets to the point when we're not, I think we're going to realize and we'll know, and then we have more conversations about it.
And obviously, like there could be times where, like, I'll work a roster of 6 days on, 4 off. Like every third set of 4 days off, I could always come down to the mount and spend 4 days with just like smacking content, doing whatever type of thing. So even off the back of that, I could take like a whole set off, which means I think I'll get 6 days off. That adds up to 2 whole weeks, like 2 whole weeks of being together in the same room, making content and building up a brand would be immense. Like I reckon that would carry us for like 3 months easily. So yeah, man, there's always that possibility as well. Obviously you still want to maybe do your Hustlers podcast up here. That means that you could be up here for maybe one night a week or one night a fortnight. We could always tie that into my days off or before work or after work type of thing. So yeah, there's definitely ways to work around it at the moment. And it'll just mean that when we do come together and we smack content, it's going to be the best content because we know what we want.
100%. And like you just said, bro, it's just not making excuses, and it's coping with it and dealing with it. You could complain and you could say, oh, it's hard like this, and we can just go, what can we do to make it better? And we're coping with it, and we fucking make it happen because we want to make it happen, regardless of where we are, regardless of what area code we're in at the moment. When it gets to the point that we need to change something, we'll change it and we'll have that conversation.
I agree. Appreciate it. Was a long episode, longer than last week, but thanks guys for tuning in to the latest at 138. I'll see you guys next week. On behalf of 138, Shawnee boy, we love you. Rest in peace, our brother.
Rest in love, brother.